Hey you guys. Okay, see my new shirt? Can you read what it says? Hey, it says troublemaker. Sarah took me shopping yesterday, and that was my Christmas present from her, that she bought me some clothes. And when we were in the store and we saw this shirt, we both looked at each other and immediately said, yes. I have to admit that from the time I was born, I had something up my sleeve. I always wanted to, I was always thinking of things, to practical jokes and stuff, which I don't know if you'd call me a bad parent, but there were times when I played jokes on my kids. We had a standard joke, which it got old. Everybody already, after the first couple of times, everybody always knew what was going to happen. But you might want to call me in as a bad parent, God forbid, but I guess they turned out okay. When we would go to a fast food joint or something like that, then and one of the kids would go to the bathroom, we would hide. And after a while they knew, after we had done it several times, but in the beginning, poor things, they thought we had left them. Troublemaker. Okay, anyway, let's get to the story. Okay, I'm gonna have to each time, because just give a real brief little thing of telling what I had led up to this point, because otherwise anybody new will be lost. Okay, so 1997, my husband Jose and I, we heard from God. First I heard, and then he heard that we were supposed to give everything away and just follow him, not knowing where we were going. So if you look back, if you're curious, you can look back at the other videos to see what all that was about. But anyway, we ended up doing that. Then we left, and God spoke to us, New Mexico. Then God spoke to us as we were traveling in progress. He spoke New Mexico, then he spoke Pueblo. And there's also a video that tells about, it's the one that's Q&A, my first question and answer. It explains how to hear from God. But anyway, so the last time I let off, we had just arrived in Albuquerque, and God led us to a place called Peña Blanca, which is a little Spanish Grant town. We used to joke that it's probably different now, but when we first moved there, it seemed like there were more dogs than people, dogs roaming around the streets. But when we first moved there, it had about 1,000 people, I think, and I don't know how many are there now, but it's in between two Pueblo nations. Pueblo is Indian nation, Native American tribe, and so we were in between. And so when I had left off, we had just moved into an efficiency. And the landlady let us move in. She didn't know that we had no money, but I think she just kind of figured it out, because we never gave her a direct answer if we wanted to rent or not. But we absolutely did want to rent. But finally she said, you can move in and pay me next week, which was so kind. So we moved in, and on Friday. On Saturday we went to buy all the apartment had, it was a duplex, very, very small, just an efficiency, and it had a big living room, and then a kitchen, a little side room, and then it had one torn up couch, one shadeless lamp, and there was a piece of bathroom furniture in the bathroom, and that was it. So we went and we got some blankets, and Jose ended up sleeping on, that was on Friday she said yes. Saturday we moved in and went and got the blankets and just a few little things we got from Walmart. And so Jose slept on the couch, and I slept on the floor with the 4 kids. And So we moved in on Saturday, and on Sunday we found a church in Santa Fe where the week previously in all of our searchings we had met the pastors from there. It just happened. We just met them in Santa Fe while we were looking around. And so we went to that church. It was a church of about 300 people. And we were kind of like, you could tell that we were different because most everybody was Spanish or Native American. And so it's like we stuck out in the crowd. And the pastor who had briefly heard our story the week before saw us and asked us to come up and tell how we had gotten there. And as I have said in other videos, we don't like to tell people that we don't have money. Because we only like to take our needs to God, usually. Sometimes, once in a while, God would say, get it out there, the information or whatever, but for the most part. So when we stood up and basically told a little extended version of what I've told in the videos, well, basically the same thing. Before we sat down, it's a church of about 300 people, God had spoken to the pastor. And even though we had not mentioned that we needed money, God spoke to the pastor and said, I believe God told me to take up an offering for this family. And we left that church filled with strangers with over $700, which got us going. It got us started. And so that was amazing. We were able to pay the rent. I forget how much the rent was. Maybe $400 a month. I'm not sure. We were able to pay the rent, and we had a little bit of a start. And well, anyway, so without us asking anybody, remember, all we had was 9 duffel bags filled with some clothes from Miami, so we did not have any winter clothes, and it gets cold there. And it was still cold, and we had 0 winter clothes and 0 money to buy any winter clothes. And 4 little kids, they were 8, 6, 4, and 2. But within 1 week, without us asking anybody for anything, people started to arrive at our little place. Because remember, I had told last time that the first person we met when we arrived in Peña Blanca was a Christian who had been praying for other Christians to come, because she had only been a Christian for about 3 months, and she had been praying that God would send other Christians who believed the same way she did. And so without us asking anybody, she, I think, got the word out there, and people just started to arrive at our doorstep. Between her and the new church in Santa Fe, which was over a half an hour away, people just started to arrive at our door with, before that 1 week ended, we ended up having beds, sheets, pillows, other furniture, all the plates and utensils and everything that we needed, food, all the warm clothes that we needed for all different sizes for our 4 kids and for us. And the only thing, by the end of the week, within 1 week, God had provided every single thing that we needed, except for little Sarah, who was, I keep falling all over my words today, sorry. Little Sarah, who was only 4 years old, went up to Jose and said, Daddy, I want to watch Barney, because the only thing that we were lacking was a TV. And Jose said, honey, why don't you just ask God to bring you a TV? And she did. And before the day finished, God had given her, somebody had brought a little black and white TV, and she was now able to watch Barney. So look at what God did. You cannot outgive God, and He truly, truly provided all of our needs. And that's just the beginning of the way that, what all the wonderful things that he's done. Now I want to apologize again that I kept falling all over my words. So I'm going to look at the video and see if it turned out halfway decently. And if so, we'll put it out. If Jose says do it over, I will. Okay, there we go. I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Let me see. Bye.